Justin Trudeau has blamed Home Minister Amit Shah, National Security Advisor Ajit Doval, and former R&AW Secretary Samant Goel for the murder of Khalistan Tiger Force terrorist Hardeep Singh Nijjar. All these three individuals are fierce nationalists and believe that India should forge its own independent identity in the world. The Allied powers of World War II cannot accept the fact that Indians also have a right to defend themselves and stop the innocents being bled by terror proxies. Namaskar. As it now transpires, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has blamed Home Minister Amit Shah, National Security Advisor Ajit Doval, and former R&AW Secretary Samant Goel for the murder of Khalistan Tiger Force terrorist Hardeep Singh Nijjar on June 18, 2023. Of course, all this is only on the basis of some sundry intelligence inputs and not hard legal evidence, as Trudeau himself has admitted. The US and UK, after persuasion from Canada, Australia and New Zealand have asked for evidence against India from the Trudeau government before they support the Canadian allegation as a Five Eyes alliance partner. US has its own axe to grind in the issue, as it has indicted two Indian nationals, including an ex-intelligence officer, for the conspiracy to murder proscribed SFJ counsel G.S. Pannun in June 2023. Pannun holds dual citizenship and is the chief weaponizer of Sikh community against India in the US, UK and Canada. He is the person who has admitted that he has been feeding information to Trudeau on the so-called Indian activities against the Khalistanis. It is the same activist who has filed against Ajit Doval and Samant Goel in New York District Court this year based on the Department of Justice indictment, while saying that he will file against Prime Minister Narendra Modi later, as he presently has legal immunity as the head of the government. While legal jurisprudence in Canada and in the West demands proof beyond reasonable doubt to be declared guilty in a criminal offense, Trudeau, with support of the US intelligence, has turned the law on its head by declaring the Modi government guilty without any hard evidentiary proof. The question is, why Canada is after Amit Shah, Ajit Doval and Samant Goel? The answer to this question lies in the fact that all these three individuals are fierce nationalists and believe that India should forge its own independent identity in the world. They are unvarnished Indians with no colonial white hangover or inferiority complex. All three are work-driven and their behavior borders on antisocial. They are neither anti-US, anti-Russia, just pro-Bharat. Like his leader and mentor Narendra Modi since his teenage days, Home Minister Amit Shah believes that India's time has come and is not willing to take anything lying down when it comes to defending India against its enemies. Since Narendra Modi took over in 2014, Shah has not travelled to any foreign country and has no desire in foreseeable future. Ask him and he will say that there are no votes to seek abroad. He does not meet foreign diplomats, and the last time a US ambassador met him as the BJP chief, Shah gave him an earful on the massacre of Native Americans by white New Englanders, as the diplomat wanted to discuss human rights in India. With a deep sense of Indian historical and cultural past, Shah is not enamored with Americans, what to talk of Canadians or the Britishers. He believes that India's enemies must be dealt severely, but only under the due process of law. National Security Advisor Ajit Doval is made of the same fiber as Shah and has talked to US, UK and Canadian interlocutors bluntly on their tacit support to Kashmiri and Khalistani separatists from his days in Intelligence Bureau and now as the principal security advisor to Prime Minister Modi. He has been asking for evidence in Nijjar's case from his Canadian counterparts since Trudeau took the floor in the Canadian Parliament dramatically and blamed India. A quintessential spy, Doval, like Shah, is a patient listener and is also very blunt in replies. He is a strategic thinker as well as an operational planner to the last detail. With first-hand experience of terrorism promoted by Pakistan and West in Jammu and Kashmir as well as Punjab, Doval is totally committed to Bharat and believes in preempting any threat to India, notwithstanding whether the threat is based in Pakistan, China, US, UK or Canada. But that does not mean that he runs a hitman squad or uses criminals to take care of terrorists like Nijjar or Pannun. Meticulous in paperwork, Doval painstakingly prepares the case against India's adversaries and then uses the law to take the enemy down. Trained as a counter-terror operative in Punjab, former R&AW chief Samant Goel has been tracking Khalistani terrorism since he was SSP of Gurdaspur, Batala and Amritsar in the 1990s under the super cop KPS Gill. In India's external intelligence agency, Goel was doing the same when posted in London, but ran afoul of British intelligence agencies who found him and his methods rather inconvenient. Goel was instrumental in getting the blacklist of Sikhs removed in Canada, UK and US, as he believes that Khalistanis only represent a minuscule section of otherwise patriotic Sikh community. Like the above two, Goel is a hardcore nationalist and a true believer of the strategic autonomy of Bharat. In March 2023, it was Samant Goel who bluntly told the visiting CIA Director William Burns that Pannun was an asset of US intelligence, and that is the reason why Langley goes out of the way to protect him. He took up the case of Nijjar and anti-India activities by Khalistanis with his Canadian counterparts as the head of R&AW. Goel liked calling a spade even when he was informing the top Indian leadership, including his own boss Ajit Doval, about threats facing India. He has not travelled to either US or Canada during his 4 years as the intelligence chief. Even the attempted murder of Pannun is based on indictment of freelance agents purported to be acting on behalf of India, and the case is still to be proven in court. So what is this Western play against India all about? While the Anglo-Saxon West has been excising the doctrine of preemption all over the world, using assassins, economic hitmen, and armed drones, the allied powers of World War II cannot accept the fact that Indians also have a right to defend themselves and stop the innocents being bled by terror proxies. Until US was hit by Islamic jihadists in 9/11, the US State Department believed that they were freedom fighters acting with the political support of Pakistan in Jammu and Kashmir. The West also gave asylum to Khalistanis in the name of deteriorating human rights conditions in Punjab. Not a word of support to India, despite thousands innocents being killed in Jammu and Kashmir, Punjab and the Indian hinterland from 1980 onwards until 2014. The big picture emerging after the Nijjar-Pannun affair is that the West is wary of the rise of India as an economic and military powerhouse. Like China, it would prefer India to remain a regional power, a subcontinental power at best. Trudeau is just an agent provocateur. After the restoration of peace in Jammu and Kashmir, post-abrogation of Article 370, the West and India's other adversaries cannot let go of the Khalistani leverage over the Modi government. The fingerprints of Western intelligence agencies, who have the largest presence in huge embassies in New Delhi, can be seen in the so-called farmers' agitation, communal instigation through social media, and shoring up the opposition against the Modi government. The Khalistanis also suit them as they vote for the Democrats in US, Liberals in Canada, and Labour in UK, and also fund them big time electorally. That India's rise will be contested by other powers was evident when even a close ally like Japan used its UN envoy to take potshots at Indian democracy, and its media carped about Modi's failed foreign policy in the neighborhood, with India notching a growth rate of 7% annually, it is expected to become the third largest world economy by 2027 end. And it will cross Japan next year, as Nippon is only growing at 1% annually. Rather than let its leadership and intelligence agencies be targeted by West and China, India needs to further sharpen its capability against the adversaries. Fact is that Indian intelligence needs to hone its capabilities, as it is still wary and circumspect about what the Western intelligence has against India in the Nijjar Pannun cases. This is because Indian intelligence still feeds on the scraps from their associates in the West rather than building capacities and capability in China, Pakistan and the West. The Nijjar Pannun case is just the beginning, as it is in nobody's interest to see India sit at the global high table. Namaskar.